Hey everyone, welcome back to Ride Next Day, your ultimate pit stop for everything two-wheeled. Today, I'm super excited to dive deep into a bike that's stirring up a lot of excitement in the retro-modern motorcycle scene at the 2026 Kawasaki Z750 RS. Kawasaki has really tapped into that sweet spot where classic styling meets contemporary engineering, and this bike is a shining example of how to do that perfectly. Whether you're a fan of vintage aesthetics or just love a well-rounded motorcycle, the Z750 RS has a lot to offer. So, let's unpack everything you need to know, from its key features and performance aspects to design details, pricing, and what makes it stand out in today's market. Right off the bat, the Kawasaki Z750 RS embraces that iconic retro look that many riders crave. If you've followed Kawasaki's Z lineup over the years, you know they've got a heritage of muscular, stripped-back street bikes, and the Z750 RS pays homage to that legacy beautifully. It's not just about looks, though, as this bike blends vintage charm with modern tech and performance in a way that makes it incredibly usable in everyday riding and fun on the weekends. Starting with the engine at the heart of any motorcycle, the Z750 RS is powered by a 750cc inline-four engine that has been carefully tuned for a balance of smoothness, mid-range punch, and spirited top-end performance. Kawasaki has kept this engine air-cooled to maintain that classic vibe, but with some modern refinements to improve reliability and efficiency. It produces around 77 horsepower and 65 Nm of torque, which places it firmly in the middleweight category, perfect for riders who want enough power to enjoy spirited rides without being overwhelmed. What's great about this engine setup is how it delivers power in a very linear and predictable fashion. You're not chasing wild horsepower numbers here. Instead, the Z750 RS gives you a refined, confident throttle response that feels natural whether you're cruising through city streets or carving back roads. The exhaust note is also something to mention. It has that classic, throaty four-cylinder rumble that Kawasaki is known for, which really adds to the character of the bike. Moving on to performance, the chassis plays a huge role in how this bike handles. Kawasaki has used the tubular steel double cradle frame for the Z750 RS, staying true to classic engineering principles but optimized for modern rigidity and lightness. This frame setup delivers a great balance between agility and stability. The bike feels nimble enough to dart through traffic but planted enough to inspire confidence at higher speeds or through twisty corners. The suspension setup complements this chassis well. Up front, you get conventional telescopic forks that offer smooth damping and enough travel to handle most road conditions without sacrificing the retro aesthetic. At the rear, there's a twin shock absorber setup with adjustable preload, allowing riders to tailor the ride comfort or stiffness based on their preferences and load. This suspension combo works well for everyday use, providing a comfortable ride over rough pavement and enough feedback to keep you connected to the road. Braking is handled by a classic yet effective setup, twin disc brakes up front with 4-piston calipers, and a single disc at the rear. Kawasaki has also integrated ABS as standard, which is fantastic to see on a bike like this because it adds a layer of safety without compromising that traditional feel. The brakes bite confidently, offering strong stopping power with good modulation, so you can brake hard without the wheels locking up, even in slippery conditions. One of the key selling points of the Z750 RS is its overall design language. Kawasaki has done an excellent job capturing that classic 1970s naked bike look while incorporating subtle modern touches. The fuel tank is sculpted with those nostalgic knee indents and finished with Kawasaki's classic green paint option alongside other retro-inspired colors. The tank's shape blends perfectly with the seat, which is a flat, bench-style unit that pays homage to old-school styling but with updated comfort padding to keep you riding longer without fatigue. The round headlight up front, complete with a chrome bezel, adds to that vintage appeal, while the LED lighting elements inside give it a modern brightness and efficiency boost. The analog-style twin gauges a speedometer and tachometer have a timeless look but integrate digital elements for trip info, gear position, and fuel levels, combining the best of both worlds. The handlebars are a slightly raised design that encourages a relaxed, upright riding posture, perfect for city cruising and weekend jaunts alike. The exhaust system is another design highlight. It uses a 4-into-1 setup with a brushed stainless steel finish that complements the overall retro aesthetic. The muffler ends with the subtle slash-cut tip, reinforcing that classic muscle bike vibe without looking too bulky or overdone. It's a detail that motorcycle enthusiasts will appreciate. Ergonomically, the Z750 RS is very approachable. The seat height is about 795 mm, which suits a wide range of riders, including those who are still getting comfortable with mid-sized bikes. The foot-peg position is neutral, balancing control and comfort, so you're not cramped nor overly stretched out. This makes the bike very versatile, whether you're commuting or going for longer rides. On the tech front, the Z750 RS doesn't overwhelm you with gadgets, keeping with the minimalist retro theme. but it still packs essential modern features for safety and convenience. As mentioned earlier, ABS comes standard, which is great for confidence in braking. Kawasaki has also included a slipper clutch, which helps prevent rear wheel hop during aggressive downshifts, a handy feature for smoother, safer riding. The bike features fuel injection for clean, efficient, and reliable throttle response across all conditions, and Kawasaki's latest engine management system ensures smooth running and decent fuel economy, a solid plus for daily riders. The fuel tank capacity is around 14 liters, which combined with the efficient engine, gives you a practical range that's suitable for both city and light touring use. The instrumentation cluster, while classic in appearance, offers useful information with its backlit analog dials supplemented by a digital readout for odometer, trip meters, clock, and gear indicator. This blend respects the retro styling while giving riders the practical info they need at a glance. Now, talking about weight, the Z750 RS tips the scales at approximately 210 kilograms curb weight. For a mid-sized naked bike with a steel frame, this is quite manageable, especially considering the classic styling and components. It feels light enough to maneuver easily in tight traffic or parking situations, but also has enough heft to feel planted and stable on highways. As for the tires, Kawasaki fits the Z750 RS with vintage style, but fully modern rubber. The tires come in classic size dimensions, a 110/80/18 front and 130/80/18 rear, which further enhances that old school vibe while providing reliable grip and feedback for modern riding demands. What about the price? Kawasaki has positioned the Z750 RS very competitively in the midweight retro segment. The MSRP for the 2026 model starts at around $9,200. This price reflects its blend of classic charm, modern reliability, and solid performance. It's definitely attractive for riders who want a distinct-looking bike with enough modern amenities to be practical and safe. One of the unique selling points of the Z750 RS is how it caters to a niche of riders who appreciate motorcycles as much for their style and heritage as their function. In a market crowded with high-tech sport bikes and super-smooth cruisers, the Z750 RS stands out by offering something genuine and timeless. It's a bike that invites you to slow down a little, enjoy the ride, and soak in the details of its design and engineering. Additionally, Kawasaki has ensured that maintenance and ownership won't be a headache. The Z750 RS uses proven mechanical components, which means parts availability and serviceability should be straightforward and affordable. This aspect often gets overlooked but is vital for those who want a hassle-free ownership experience. Customization potential is also strong with this bike. The clean lines, minimal bodywork, and classic profile make it a perfect candidate for customization projects. Whether you want to turn it into a cafe racer, a scrambler, or simply add your personal touch with aftermarket seats, handlebars, or exhausts, the Z750 RS gives you a great base to work from. To sum it up, the 2026 Kawasaki Z750 RS is a compelling package for anyone drawn to the retro modern motorcycle trend. It blends a 750cc inline-four engine tuned for approachable yet spirited performance with a frame and suspension setup that balances classic engineering with modern riding demands. The styling is a faithful tribute to the golden age of naked bikes, but with subtle modern tech touches to keep it relevant and practical today. At a price point starting just over $9,000, it offers good value for a motorcycle that delivers not just performance but character and timeless style. Whether you're commuting, cruising, or weekend riding, the Z750 RS makes a strong case as a fun, stylish, and reliable midweight motorcycle that doesn't try to be everything at once but excels at being itself, a cool, no-nonsense classic with a modern heartbeat. Thanks for watching Ride Next. If you're into retro bikes with modern soul, the Kawasaki Z750 RS is definitely one to check out in 2026. Drop a comment below if you've ridden one or are thinking about getting one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more in-depth reviews and bike breakdowns. Until next time, keep the rubber side down and the throttle open.